Welcome to my YouTube channel. Here I will be exploring the world of novels and using AI to make the stories come to life. Get ready for a journey of exploration and learning. Enjoy!
There are 7 billion people on the planet. I suppose that of those people, crazy drunkards make up about 3 billion. I wish those 3 billion people would die. I really do. Today's late-night part-time work at the convenience store was particularly difficult. At around 1 a.m., a drunken buffoon of a man began to down a bunch of beers all by himself. Plenty drunk and without even paying, he began to try and eat chips, ice cream, and dried squid. When I told him to pay and tried to stop him, he started swearing that even someone like me was looking down on him, going so far as to throw punches my way. I thought about calling the police, but that seemed like more of a hassle, so I instead just calmed the man down. Tired from his angry fit, the man left sobbing. His life must be shit too. The sight of him walking away was so pitiful. Even so, that doesn't give him the right to make my life shit too, right? I finished my shift and came home. My dark and spooky one-room basement. A deposit of $5,000 and monthly rent $300. It's cold in the fall, colder in the winter, and interestingly enough, this dungeon of mine is still cold on summer nights. As an option, it also floods. I threw off my clothes and crawled under my thick blankets. Even though it's cold because there's no heating, I'm a weird bastard that can't change my habit of sleeping naked. I'm about to fall asleep when my smartphone starts buzzing from a phone call. The notice says it's my mom.
Awesome!
The end to a difficult day is mom. She's obviously calling to nag me.
Whatever.
I decided not to pick up the phone. I can just tell her I fell asleep after work and didn't get the call. As the vibration stopped, I figured my mom gave up on the call when this time there was alerting me to a text message.
Son, don't pretend to be sleeping. Pick up the phone. If you don't, your allowance will get cut.
Oh, that's right.
As soon as the phone rang, I picked it up.
Hi, Mom.
Son, why didn't you pick up the phone?
'Cause I was pretending to sleep.
Really? My son is such a good child.
Well, you know me well.
Allowance. Cut!
Stringing me around using money again. You think this make me tuck my tail between my legs?
I'm sorry! It will. I tucked it real fast.
Mom laughed.
And are you studying well?
I just got back from work. I'll do it when I wake up.
A second-year examinee and you can still sleep?
Stop poking where it hurts.
Son, don't misconstrue it. Just listen to what Mom has to say. My son's head is a rock, and I don't think your life was meant to spend studying. Why don't you just come home and run the fried chicken store with Mom?
A fastball out of the blue. It's a targeted statement with no room for misunderstanding. With a shock, I stutter a reply.
Mom, it's because I don't study, but my head is good.
That's what I thought too, 2 years ago. But now I won't burden you with useless expectations. Even if the child doesn't go to school, the job of a good parent would be to find the job that suits their child.
Her tone was telling me that the job that suited me was the fried chicken business. I felt fear and quickly replied.
Mom, why not give me another chance? If I fail the exam this time, I will spend the rest of my life frying chicken like you want me to.
Of course, son, next year you will be 30. The next-door convenience store owner's daughter is 2 years younger than you and is already married with 2 kids. Do you know how much the convenience store owners brag about their grandchildren?
Again with that.
That fat old lady from the convenience store. She must have bragged about her grandchildren to Mom again.
I wonder when my son will meet a girl and get married.
How about I figure out my own life a little first? Then we can talk about a daughter-in-law and grandchildren again.
What crazy girl would like a 29-year-old examinee bastard?
So just forget everything and come home to
I'm
the
gonna
fried
hang
chicken
up
store.
now.
I pressed the end call button and speedily took out the battery too. Fried chicken, 30 years old, daughter-in-law, grandchildren, fried chicken again. It's the fearsome combo that always knocks me down. Who wants to live their life frying chicken? I'm in no way looking down on the fried chicken business. My mom sold those fried chickens at a flaming pace to send her all her 3 kids to college. But I hate hard work. I just want to be a government official. I want to live my life drudging off to work, getting a steady paycheck, and getting home every night on the dot like clockwork. In my frustration, I let out a sigh. I dug deep into my blankets and closed my eyes. I could feel the frustration on the fringes of my chest. A closing up and closing in kind of oppressiveness.
Hell, this must be from stress. It'll all be better after I get a good night's rest.
And so I fell asleep.
And so I dreamed.
Thanks for watching, and if there's a novel you want to make visual, just leave a comment and we'll see what we can do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the content. See ya!